Okay, so I would like to say that um, first off, check this out. I, I did this sort of replay in my head, right? And not entirely my whole life, but I did a relatively superficial replay of some of the most memorable moments in my life and some of the most precious moments that I really felt, loved and I felt like I was actually experiencing something personal and intimate. It was a desire that I had hoped to obtain, and I thought about those moments, and I thought about as many relationships as I could possibly think of where the relationship either fell out or I had wished the relationship to continue and it did not continue, and I examined. I mean, I'm talking about as many relationships as I could possibly think of, and I sat there and I thought about each one, and I analyzed them all, like genuinely, like this. I'll give you an idea what I mean. I was thinking to myself like, and Simone. So I want to say, hey, Simone and Tamika, um, I love you guys so much, and I'm going to tell you why I love you. Look, and so I thought about it both. I was bad at Simone and Tamika. I was bad at both you guys. I was bad at both you guys, and I wasn't bad at you for anything that you did, right? Right? People could say I was mad at you because you were gay, but that wasn't it. I probably could have used that back then too, but that wasn't it. I wasn't mad at you guys because you were gay. I was mad at you guys because you guys were gay without me. G, I wasn't gay, and I felt like I felt like the group that I belonged to, I automatically didn't belong to anymore. Like, you know. So you understand? I mean, I'm sure you can get that. I was upset that I wasn't gay. Like these niggas that went gay, and you're not that you went gay, but you know what I mean. Like my circle of people, I love. They now there's something that we have been taught is like irreprehensibly wrong. Like, oh, you gotta hate gay people because God hate gay people. Whatever ridiculous nonsense is that? Whomever God hates gay people, I will never serve that God anyway. So I mean, I would never serve any of those foolish gods. But yeah, if my God came down, he descended in the flesh, and he said, you gotta hate gay people, I'd be like, gee, I must be going to hell because I ain't going to hate no gay person. So anyway, but it was something we were taught was wrong, and it was something we were taught was awkward, and I didn't know how to respond. I felt like I was losing my circle of friends, which was wrong, right? It was wrong. They didn't leave me; I left them, right? They weren't tripping. I was straight. Do you understand what I mean? They weren't thinking to themselves like, oh, David's still straight. What are we gonna do? Like, right? They weren't thinking that. They were fine to accept me straight and all. And right, I was the one creating the contention. Do you see? And so I'm like, gee, you moved away from two of your close, actually not two, like Simone and Tamika are the only family I've really genuinely had a relationship with. They are like sister and brother to me, and I wouldn't see them in any other light, you know. And so I moved away from people I love, or at least I distanced myself because I thought that I wasn't accepted. I thought that I wasn't in their circle anymore. And that's wrong. And so I looked at that relationship and I'm like, gee, what'd you do that for? Like, and I'm like, dude, the relationships that matter, save them. If you are fighting over something petty or something so stupid, or just even examine it, you might be the person you literally might be the person that's wrong. You might be. If you really gave it some genuine consideration, you might be the person that's wrong. Who told you being gay is wrong? Who told you that you can't be rich? Think about the things that you believe and why you believe them. Who told you that there is some universal sin that a man had to come and die for your sins and now he your master, G? Think of everything you believe and why you believe him. Is there any proof that Jesus exists? Is there any proof that any of this original sin nonsense exists? That's nonsense. It's utter sheer nonsense. And so, well, if you think about the reason any relationship, and you guys know what I'm talking about. I've had some beautiful relationships, and for a stupid idea, I destroyed a beautiful relationship for a stupid idea. And so, if the person is not causing us any hurt, and the person is not, and the person is, and it's their own personal decision, it's literally their own personal decision. Think about us getting mad at somebody because they decided to live their life how they pleased, and we're upset. Then we create a narrative in which we're the good guys and they're the bad guys, right? We do that. We don't have a choice. We have to do it to some degree, because then our existence doesn't make sense. Some people have even to some degree labeled themselves utterly the villain, right? I'm absolutely the villain. Now, know I'm the villain, and that's cool, right? But they're not the villain. But this is what I mean, they're not the villain. Every single person still has they can still respond to you however they see fit. If you are the bad guy, that doesn't mean anybody have to treat you like the bad guy, right? If you are the villain, it doesn't mean people got to treat you like the villain. So when I'm saying you're not the problem, it's because if you're the villain, it doesn't matter. If anybody treats you like the villain, they are the ones that's wrong. Do you understand? I don't care if you are a murderer. If anybody treats you like a murderer, they're wrong. I don't care. We do not get to treat people according to some principle we've established in our own selves. You got to love people for who they are and what they bring to the table. If somebody brings nothing, I'm talking about they bring nothing but negative energy. If they bring nothing but negative energy, you can still love that person and say, you got to get the hell away from me, bro. You got to get away from me. I see your mind is someplace my mind is not. And I see that you're in a very negative place, and I don't want to be there. And so since I don't want to be there, the best thing for us to do is you go live your life and do your own thing, and I'll go do my own. I won't sabotage yours. I'm not even that interested in sabotaging yours. I would even still help yours if I could. But you don't have to hate that person. You can just let them live their own life, right? And so really, just, think about relationships, man. Call people you want to call. Who cares if you feel stupid? Who cares if they reject the phone call? Who cares if they like, gee, I hate you, you make me sick, right? Absorb the negative energy. Absorb it. Okay, it might be a little bit long, I'm sorry. Look, you expel energy. You expel positive energy and you expel negative energy. Gee, that's a real thing. And you know what I'm talking about. When you are having a good time and you are at a party, those are all good energy. You can feel it. When you're having sex, that's all good energy, right? All that is good energy. You can feel it. It feels good, and it's good on the. It's not just good physically. It's good on the inside. It's good to the mind. It's good everywhere, right? So that's good energy. Then we know what negative energy is. Anger, frustration, when you got to like anxiety, those things produce negative energy. You know what I'm talking about, right? And when you radiate positive energy into the world, and I'm not saying go have sex in public, that's crazy. I'm talking about when you do something kind that sends this feeling of goodness through a person's body, that is your positive energy. That is your positive aura. When you send that out, it basically travels like a wave. It would be equivalent to dropping a rock in a pond, in the middle of a pond. And in the middle of the pond, the ripples go out, right? And it's all good ripples. But guess what? Here's the crazy thing. Do you know what happened to those waves when they get to the end, right? You might think they stop, but that's not true. Actually, if you drop a rock in a pond, the waves actually travel out, and then they begin to make their way back toward the source in which the rock was dropped in. That's what happens, right? And so if you send out good energy and you send out positive energy, it'll make its way back to you positive and good. If you are sending out negative energy, it's coming back negative to you. And so if you have done something to somebody and they have stored up negative energy against you, you have to take your negative energy back from them. All the negative energy you put into them, take it back and it'll hurt. They'll say, you stupid, horrible, I hate you for what you did. You are a horrible mama. You're a horrible son. You take it all because you expelled all that negative energy. Take it all back. Take all the negative energy back and then just hold it and then let it be expelled through tears. Let it be expelled through countless tears, right? Don't ever send that negative energy back out. And so From there, you can start building a positive relationship with people and start replacing that negative energy with positive energy. Now tell me that don't sound absolutely amazing. Let's send out nothing but positive energy. Don't be on Facebook telling people, giving them your negative opinion. They don't care about your negative opinion. If they ask your opinion, give them the constructing, loving criticism that they need in order to move from better to better to better to the best. If you are not doing that for somebody, get your stupid, ignorant self out the way. Nigga, let people struggle and get past on their own. Don't be a stumbling block. You tripping niggas. You tripping niggas. Right? You see niggas excelling, you want to hate. Like you only mad because you see them excelling, you sitting in your misery. And so you can judge it from afar. Like, oops, see, God don't like ugly. What are you talking about? We need to be able to either help each other. If we're not going to help, get out of each other's way. Real life. We know we want something. It's always calling us. Right here in the center. It's always calling us. It's telling us, I want to do. And it's only for the individual. And you got to get out of each other's way or help each other. Especially black people. Gee, black people, come on. Come on. There's no creature more beautiful. There's no man more intellectual, more stout, more sound, more physically equipped to rule this world than we are. So please, can we stop acting like children and act like the goddess and the gods that we are? Gee, because you are. So, make those good relationships. What's up, bro?
Sorry for recording.
No, you good. You come in. Make those good relationships. Establish those good relationships. Take that negative energy. This is my son, John. Take that negative energy that you expelled into the universe, take it back, and then deal with it. It'll be a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of tears, a lot of anxiety, a lot of uncertainty. Take it back, deal with it yourself. Let it expel itself through tears. Let it expel itself through even screaming and yelling and frustration to yourself. But do not send that negative energy back into another soul. Let us love each other absolutely, completely, 100%. I don't care what your race, color, gender. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? I heard one of the white politicians say just recently, we've come such a long way in diversity and inclusion of minorities. Gee, and I'm like, how you come a long way and the only thing we want to do is be left alone? Like, just leave us alone. Like, that seemed like a simple thing to understand. We don't want to follow your rule. We don't want to walk the way you walk. We don't want to talk the way you talk. We don't want to live the way you live. We don't. And we don't have to. We don't think smoking marijuana is wrong. So why are we going to jail for something we don't even think is wrong that we ain't doing nothing to harm anybody by doing? Sending people to jail, G. Sending people to jail. Nuts. Make those positive relationships. We all need them. The world is in a state of absolute turmoil. And the last thing we need to do is make her labor pains worse by hating each other for no reason. Find those relationships that matter, the relationships that can be salvaged. Forgive everybody. Forgive them from the heart. Tell them, you owe me nothing. I'm sorry. And if I owe you something, I am willing to repay my debt. I'm telling you guys, make those relationships count. Gee, some of you niggas ain't seen your mama, your daddy, your brother, your uncle. Nigga, you just throw relationships away like, I'll just establish another one, nigga, and you've been miserable ever since for some stupid ideal you possess. Because you think your mama should be what? Because you think your son should be what? You mean tell me he can't be himself if he want to love you? He got to be what you want him to be. Or she got to be what you want her to be. Nigga, go to hell. We ain't going to have a relationship anymore then. I'm sick of conforming to what people want me to be. I'm sick of conforming to what people think I should be. I'm sick of conforming to the ideals and the principles of people whom I'm watching your lives and you're miserable too. So why I'm going to follow your principles? Because the highest of your principles can achieve is misery as well. I ain't doing it. Let's not do that. I ain't mean to get emotional, but I love you guys. I got to go. My son need to talk to me. Love you guys. Hey, Namaste, Morgan Swami Onuma Shuai. There you go. All right, guys.